Good morning. Welcome to week 110 on resistance. So, resistance happens whenever we are trying to go after a goal. Um, Whenever there's something that we want, there's some kind of resistance to it, especially if it's new, which we might not be aware of. So, we want to raise our awareness of that resistance we might feel by focusing on one thing that we want during this meditation and see where that goes. And the whole idea is that we don't need to know what the resistance is. We don't need to uncover where it comes from. We basically just want to know that it's there, just raise our awareness of it being there so that we can dissolve it. Because just like emotions, resistance, when you focus on it, when you are aware that it's there and you're not trying to push it away or push through, it naturally will dissolve. So we're going to practice that together in meditation right now. So I invite you to lower your gaze or close your eyes, whichever is more comfortable for you and minimizes distractions. And just take a deep grounding and centering breath, remaining fully present to that breath from the very beginning of the inhale to the end of the exhale. And invite a sense of ease and flow to this moment. Feeling of being more present, more grounded, letting go of anything that is not this moment, and releasing all the tension in your body and your mind with each breath. Letting go a little bit more with each breath, being present a little bit more with each breath. And give yourself permission to sink into a feeling of release and relaxation. Feel yourself getting a little bit heavier on your chair. And just make sure that your back is relaxed but upright. Your head is resting comfortably without adding pressure on your spine. Your arms are resting at your sides. And you're releasing all tension in your hands by gently opening them. And your feet by making sure that they're flat on the floor. And just allow the muscles on your face to soften. Starting with your jaw, your tongue, your forehead, and the muscles around your eyes. And just notice any aches or pain slowly melting away. Letting that relaxation permeate down from your face, down through your entire body. Relaxing every muscle of your body, moving from your face through your body and out of the soles of your feet. And just feel yourself grounded to the floor or the earth beneath your feet, and then drop your awareness there. And that grounding energy beneath your feet. Now bring to mind what you want most. What do you want most? To be, to do, to have, to create? What is the biggest burning desire? Better relationship, more fulfilling career, better health or finances? Just choose one thing and trust that one thing, that first thing that comes to mind is what needs your attention right now, even if it doesn't make sense. What do you most want? What do you most want to create? And just trusting yourself, whatever comes to mind is that thing, that one thing to focus on this morning. And as you think about that one thing, just notice any emotion, any sensations coming up in your body as you think of that one thing. Focus on it. What does it feel like to want that? Where, where do you feel that in your body? And just give yourself permission to breathe with whatever emotion or sensation is happening. Just continue to breathe and expand your body with each breath. No need to contract. There's no need to tense up. There's enough room for you to coexist with this feeling, this emotion, this sensation. Imagine that there was just one way to have that, to create that, to be that. There's just one way. What does that feel like when there's just one way? Maybe it feels a little bit out of your control. Feels like hard work, like you have to push through. Too often we want something and we believe it has to come in a certain way. It has to be in a certain way, in a certain timeline, from a certain person, this exact job. And that creates a lot of resistance. You don't have to know what that way is. Just feel into the one way, whatever it might be. And there's no need to know. Just being with that feeling of one way to get what you want. And just make a note of what that feels like and that resistance. The intensity of that resistance when there's one way, or even no way sometimes. Now imagine that there's an infinite number of ways, a multitude of ways. There's no end to the number of ways that you can be, do, have, or create what it is you want most, what you're focusing on right now. Whatever you're focusing on one now, that one thing, imagine there's an infinite possibilities. You don't need to know what they are. Just being allowed to imagine it, giving yourself permission to imagine an infinite number of possibilities, endless number of possibilities. And noticing what that feels like. How does your breath feel? How do you feel in your body? So you imagine infinite number of possibilities for what you want. Not needing to know how, just allowing the possibility that there are countless ways, more ways than you can imagine. Allowing those in, what is beyond your imagination. And what does that feel like? And how would you rate your resistance here when you're feeling into countless possibilities? And then letting go of the wanting altogether. Opening up to the possibility that you have what you want. Maybe not exactly what you want, but to some degree, somehow, some way that maybe you're not seeing yet, just opening up to that possibility that you have that right now. It's available to you right now, in this moment. Not needing to know how, just opening up to the possibility that it's available to you right now. Noticing how that feels. Noticing your level of resistance to that, if any at all. And realizing that it's not about knowing how, knowing what needs to happen, but simply opening up to possibilities that you're not seeing yet. Using the power of your imagination to imagine there being more than you've allowed yourself to imagine so far. Just tapping into that feeling of what that would feel like if there were endless possibilities, and if it was available to you right now. And if you feel any resistance left anywhere in your body, you can place a hand there, breathe into it, and kind and loving energy, whatever is trying to protect you. Gratitude, appreciation. Sometimes it doesn't feel good, but it's just trying to protect us from getting hurt, from being disappointed. But it's something that was programmed there in the past when we were much younger, when we had fewer options than we have now. I'll send loving compassion to that younger part of ourselves. That didn't have unlimited options. And then just imagine opening up a door or a window in that space to free all that resistance, any emotion that is ready to move on. Again, continuing to send love and kindness, compassion to that part of ourselves, to this emotion, this feeling, this resistance. Staying on the breath. And just sitting here in this space between allowing all the possibilities to exist and just standing in between, unfazed, allowing. Allowing our highest good to be manifest whatever that may be, in this centered place. And then take a deep breath, infusing this experience into every cell of your body, every images that you were able to conceive with your imagination on this journey, imprinting it all, remembering, imagining every cell smiling and receiving this memory, feeling gratitude for your courage to be here, to practice. Allowing a smile to form on your face. Remembering that smiling releases happy hormones. So even if you don't feel like smiling, just the activating those muscles on your face releases happy hormones in your body. So it's a great way to reward yourself. Instant reward. And breathe that in. And very slowly begin the process of coming back from the meditation in your own timing, just like you would from a deep sleep. There's no rush to come back. Just honoring yourself in this moment, feeling the weight of your body where it's resting, giving yourself permission to stretch, to wiggle your fingers and toes, to move, sway side to side, whatever you need. These are always to release pent-up energy or emotions, just as yawning, getting teary-eyed. They're all great releases. Just give yourself permission to be there. Then notice sounds in the room, sounds further out. Notice anything that you smell, anything that you taste, sensations on your skin, your clothing, cold or warm air. Taking another deep breath, knowing there's no rush to come back. But whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes and then just take a moment to make notes of any thoughts or insights that you might have had during the meditation. Remembering that there's power to putting your thoughts or insights into words. And remembering also that this does not have to take 20 or 30 minutes out of your day. This is something you can practice throughout your day, just through one breath of awareness, one breath where you notice what you're resisting in that moment, if there's any resistance or tension in your body, and not needing to know how or what, but just being with that feeling of resisting and just seeing if you can accept other possibilities, even if you don't know what those are either. You don't need to know, only that it's there. You just need to open up to the possibility that it's there. Be aware that we're experiencing resistance and that there are other possibilities we're not aware of, bringing them into our awareness. Just through one breath. So thank you again for taking the time to practice with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day and week ahead. And if you're here with me live and you want to write for 5 minutes in silence and then share, you're welcome to do that. Thank you again.